So let's talk about the long story. In Temecula traffic, backed up, 4 o'clock traffic, you're stuck in it for a good 30 minutes. Truck overheats, and so I'm trying to get off. My truck is overheating like crazy. Get off, try to get off to the exit, overheating. Nissan's just a couple blocks away. Try to get it over there. Fixed the radiator, fixed everything. Lasted about a month. Truck is dead, needs a head gasket. Whether it was putting another 4 G's into labor for a new head gasket or a used engine, it was time to go car shopping. You guys already kind of heard that from the beginning videos if you've kept up with the channel. I was stuck in a rock and a hard place, shopping between GR86, shopping between Civic Si, Corolla GR, Corolla GR Circuit Edition, and potentially the Type-R. Not too sure what direction I was going to go. I was bumming rides with my coworker. I was driving the S2000 to work. It was just a pain in the neck. I went into early March, went to a Spring Honda and Corona. They had 2 Type-Rs. I was just going to see what could happen because paying 10, 20K over MSRP was just not going to happen, right? Go into the dealer, worked with a couple of sales associates, did all the haggling, did all the nonsense, which a small part of me actually does enjoy. So if you want to come and buy a car, let me know, and I'll go with you if you're not a psycho. And I love the haggling process, but came to a number that I agreed with, that was fair, still relatable to the market. 4K over, which is still terrible, but for SoCal market is probably about right. And let me now introduce your 2024 Honda Civic Type-R in Boost Blue. Yes, I did it. Type-R. I feel like my car journey can stop here until I can get a beater, which I guess I could record, but here it is, guys. 2024 Civic Type-R FL5 Boost Blue. So this channel and pretty much everything has come down to my journey and this kind of car, because this has been a dream car that I've wanted for quite some time, ever since the FK8 came out, for sure. So I'm just gonna give a brief overview. I have about 500 miles on this car, not too crazy. I'm still learning it, I'm still driving in it, I'm still trying to fit in the thing, and I'll talk about that. But this video will mostly be an overview. I'm not going to ring it out and rev it out like I did with a Glenn's Mustang, but this will be good. There's thousands of videos online. I appreciate you for even watching mine, but check out, you know, the exhaust clips, check out the 1,000 mile review, 10,000 miles review. There's so many people in this Type-R community, FK8, FL5, that you can get so much information and content for. But here's my perspective and my introduction to this car. So I'm gonna give the good walk around, talk about the finer details. We'll do a little quick tour of the inside. We'll take it just for a quick spin around the block and kind of compare it to some of the cars I currently have in my collection. And again, I'm not modifying this, guys, because I'm approaching 40. This is the last thing I want to do, is modify. I have freaking 2 car payments now, which sucks entirely. So ladies, just to let you know, I'm broke as heck. So let me go ahead and do the walkthrough, and we'll go from there. So automatically, and especially if you've watched kind of the Savage Geese video about how the Japanese engineers kind of created this car, instead of a hodgepodge that maybe the FK8 kind of looks like in the Gundam style that it elicits, this is more mature, more molded. You can tell everything kind of is more cohesive and coherent. The fenders are stretched out, okay, so you can kind of see some of that bulge coming from the 4 front tires. And the only thing that they kept the same were the front doors and the roof or something like that. But essentially the Type-R is completely different from the Civic sedan, Civic hatches that you're gonna get. So it is definitely a more molded car, more cohesive, and it's mostly because the Japanese had a big part into its development for this 11th gen. So definitely appreciate the styling. Like, see, you can really see a good angle of those fender arches here. And so obviously the looks, I mean, honestly, I liked the FK8 a lot too. And the cars, for the most part, I've never driven an FK8, but I would say for the most part, the cars are going to feel very similarly. I mean, unless you're a hardcore race driver, you know, which I am not. But it almost comes down to what do you like in terms of, you know, more Gundam, more youthful attack approach kind of car, or more mature, like people at my work just say, oh, it's a Honda Civic, cool man, congrats, I like the wing, right? Something like that. Some of the dead giveaways of the Type-R, and pardon again, it's dirty. This is technically my daily for the time being, for at least a couple of years, I would assume. You know, you got the red badge, and yeah, you can put your red badge on anything, but next to the red badge, it does have the Type-R. And again, the whole front end is completely different from the SI. You have those side sills on the side, functional, big old Michelin Pilot 4S's, love them. Kept the stock wheel. I would love the forged wheel accessory that Honda does have for it, but you know, that's another 2Gs I don't have. Like how they paid good attention to flowing air. You can roll down the windows, no problem. This car does already have Ceramic Pro Gold and PPF the front clip. You can kind of see where the PPF ends right about there. But again, my good friends at Top to Bottom Detailing did all of that. So wanted to get the car protected, as all my cars are. So rear, now these don't have the Brembos. I mean, they have the Brembos. The rear looks like just your regular old caliper. And they took the brakes from the second update of the FK8. I like how they're not slotted and cross-drilled and all that goodness. So now, I did upgrade the factory wing. You'll get the gloss black. This is the carbon fiber Honda wing. I love it. I think it's necessary. Already had it PPF to take good care of it, because you can see all these bugs and craziness is all over it. So definitely needed the wing. It has the vortex generators, and on the forums there's a Japanese video, but it has the two engineers that really talked about developing this wing and creating like what you know, how to make something that was already good even better. So really, if you can try to find that video, this was awesome how they developed that wing. So definitely love that. I love the rear end, and I already got a funny license frame. Tell your cat I said pss, pss, pss. Still waiting on my plates. I'm just getting regular plates, guys. I don't do all that fancy stuff, but love the rear end. Love the valence. This is a low car. I still feel like the LC500 is a little bit lower than this, but I've had a scrape scare already, so definitely be careful driving around this car. I'm not going to tint the windows. I don't do any of that stuff. So the Honda's tinted, but this one I don't want to tint, and you'll see why in a sec. So again, very cohesive. It looks like, again, the engineers, this car was developed from the Type-R to spread out into its other ones, as opposed to the 10th gen. I feel like, you know, they got the car and they were like, now build your Type-R. I don't know, I could be completely wrong, but definitely I feel like this car came a lot more together than the 10th gen. And I love the 10th gen. Dude, I want the Civic Si from the 10th gen, if anything, but love it. I know a lot of people hate on that 1.5. I know they had the fuel and oil ratio, like a recall thingy, but anyways, very good walk around. You'll enjoy the car. Boost Blue Pearl. They also had a Nighthawk Black, which is actually a little more rare, but either way, I got Boost Blue Pearl. It does have the blue. Ugh, wipe that out. But it does have the pearl. If you catch the sunlight, you'll see the small flake into it. So it looked kind of like just a glossy blue, but on certain angles with the sun, you'll actually see the pearl essence in it. So I really think that's super cool. So let me go ahead and give you a walkthrough on the inside. All right, coming in, again, it has a lot of the creature comforts. I mean, dude, I was driving around a 2000 Nissan Frontier. You know, This thing has way more creature comforts than a 25-year-old Nissan Frontier, okay? So again, standard kind of Civic door placards and everything. This is kind of cool. This will glow at night, which is really nice. Now, this is why I don't want to personally tint the car, is because you get to see this beautiful red interior. The seats are as amazing as everyone says. They're super built well. I love it. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm a 300-pound plus big boy, so it is a kind of a mission to get seated correctly in this seat, but once you're in it, it feels really, really good. Yes, you do get the hot burning aluminum shift knob. I got the Slurpee I got the Slurpee cover for it. They make the red leather one that I'm definitely interested in. It's 200 bucks though. So now I already put the black all-weather carpet mats, but yes, you will get red mats. You'll get red on red, dude. Like, this whole interior is red. I love it. But yeah, no, so like I kept the other mats in there, but yes, this whole red thing, and all my coworkers are like, oh my god, it's so red. And I think that's super cool when a bunch of like random school age teachers like say, oh my god, that's so cool, when it's an all red interior. I think is super legit. Okay, not carbon fiber or fake carbon fiber like the last one. And then the seats are just cloth. They saved a lot of money back here. I know in the Euro spec they give them all Cantara, and some people have already been doing the conversions. It's pretty cool, but it's like $1,000 that I don't have. So we'll keep it cloth for now. At least it has some of the red stitching. Okay. Oh, I love that carbon wing. You have to get the carbon wing. No ifs, ands, or buts. It makes the car so much better. Again, super practical for the Type-R. I still have my dealer stuff that I need to put back onto it, but you get the practicality of the hatch. I bought the all-weather mats and the back plates for it, so I can lay those completely flat, and it helps so much. Got my Cardenas bag, just like towel, tools, gloves. Okay, the sound system is good, I guess. I still feel it's not as good as like the LC500, but again, you're talking about a 100K Lexus versus a $40,000 Civic, so but it's definitely a step up. I just love how practical this car is, at least from the rear end. Totally helps. Okay, that's what I gotta get used to, hatching it down, right? So let's go ahead and go inside. Again, if you don't get the all-weather mats, you'll get a full black on black, or black on black, red on red mats, everything. It's so cool. Here's my number, 17119. The wireless charger's pretty much useless. It works like in traffic though, so no complaints there. Again, it's just car has really put itself together. I really appreciate how well they put in this effort of the car. And you know, a lot of people hate on the GR Corolla. I think the GR Corolla would have been fantastic. The GR86 would have been even cooler. Like Civic Si, I feel like I would always regret it knowing that this is there, but now that I have this, the next step is a Civic Si, right? But happy I got this over the Civic Si. Well, I'll pop open the hood in a sec. And again, like a GR Corolla, I still freaking love that car. I feel like 3 pedals, of course. You got to be careful with the dead pedal. I'm glad that the all-weather mats kind of go up on it, because the dead pedal is not aluminum, so that kind of sucks. But you're not making a mistake if you get a GR Corolla, whether it's as long as it has the limited slips, I feel. But you're not making a mistake getting the GR Corolla over this. There we go. So your little 4-popper turbo, 300, right? 300 horsepower, something like that, 315. AC line, battery has a little hoodie on it. your intakes. I heard as soon as you change out the intake, you hear all the turbo, all the craziness. Little plenum, a lot of people change that out. It's a great car, man. I mean, I don't know what to tell you guys. Like, at least for a daily, it's your ultimate daily for sure. A lot of people get the poor man's GTI custom plate, you know, and that's what my brother said. You know, it takes the new refrigerant, the expensive R1234. So functional, right? Functional vents. My brother had the opportunity to drive the car, and you know, he comes from a GT350 E46 M3. He drives a lot of the older classic cars, and even he'll admit, like, yeah, it's a poor man. It's a super comfortable sports car. All right, let me show you how a 300-pounder gets in here. The seats feel good. They feel low enough. Maybe like a tad bit lower would be cool, but I gotta go sideways, butt first, over the hump. I don't know if it's BMW bad, but watch my video with Glenn's Mustang, Poppy G's Mustang, and you can tell how much easier that car is to get in versus this. So, all right, I'm in. Hell, I can't even reach the door, so I just pull from there. Fat American problems, right? You get the Bose logos there. No Honda link, dude. That sucks, man. And no parking sensors. So you have to be really careful when you're parking this car, dude. You know, the European market gets parking sensors. We don't. But Honda Link, I wish we had that too. At the very least, if you're not going to give me parking. And GR Corolla, the 2024, has parking sensors. So, be that as it may. All right. USB A chargers kind of sucks. No USB Cs. It's fine. I'll take off the Slurpee. There it is. Teardrop. It feels really, really good. The blank button in Europe, they get the auto off on. You know, like when they come to a stop, their car will turn off. We don't have to worry about that, thank God. But yeah, a lot of poverty switches, you know, heated steering wheel, heated seats, all that stuff. Actually, I think the heated steering wheel would be there, but I don't know. Yeah, we don't get all that. Let's show you what it's like. You get your little start-stop button, little red Honda. Gonna power her on. Woo. It's gonna rain again on Friday supposedly, but it's like kind of warm. Yeah, it's 80 degrees, which is weird because it was like 60 on Monday. Today's Wednesday, so I got the AC going. I'll make sure I turn this down. I've been with Sirius ever since Howard Stern, so I'll always have Sirius ready to go. But here's your kind of comfort gauges. Yeah, I don't have my seat belt. Here's your boost gauge, right? Drive safely, attention gauge, Navi, your average speed. See, so I have 83 miles on it, so 534 miles I got. Odometer, okay. And then, what else do I got? Your fuel range. Yeah, you're not going to get good gas mileage in this, dude. And I've been putting this around. You're not going to get good gas mileage whatsoever. Customize, changes, safety support, oil indicator, and then your seatbelt stuff. Then on this side, you have, you know, your radio, your phone, customize, Apple CarPlay, all that stuff. And then you have to actually click the button. I never realized that. Clicking the button. Oh yeah, you get your throttle, right? And the car has no sound. I'm telling you that right now. Even if I open it, so here are your drive modes, right? So here's your sport. It turns red. Oh yeah, it's sporty. But you get no sound, dude. I'm telling you right now. You get nothing from the exhaust. And then your individual. You can actually customize your individual mode and do all that stuff, right? I have yet to do that yet. A lot of people leave it in comfort, right, for the suspension. I leave it in comfort. I've played with sport a couple times, but I'll talk to you about the ride in a momentarily. I leave it always on the boost cage and Sirius XM. Very simple dash. Again, the shift lights. I have yet to see the shift lights yet. Again, I've just been breaking this car in, putting it around. I've already kind of played around with the icons, and I've kind of narrowed it down to the ones that I want. The best one is this Log R or Logger. So, and that's where you get the your fancy little gauges and stuff like that. You can watch some other videos, you can get more in depth. You can actually even change what kind of shows up here. You can customize all kinds of data into this. So super cool when you go to a track and all that nonsense. Yeah, dude, it's so much, and I bet it's super great if you're tracking your car. You'll definitely want to play around and get to learn this Log R setting a lot. So, and a lot of you guys do actually track this car or autocross it and all that good stuff. So definitely worth it. I feel like this in itself is worth it over the Type S. The red seats are worth it over the Type S. The little the LED indicators, worth it over the Type S. And I have no problems with the Type S. And the exhaust and the Type S sounds amazing. But for the heritage, the red seats, the tack, the gauges on the top, the little red indicators, it's really, really tough. But I say Type-R over Type S just because of those features. Logger, the seats, the LEDs. Maybe in the updated Type S they'll improve it, improve the seats, make them a little more aggressive. But other than the exhaust, dude, this is the car to get for sure. And I love the Type S. I wanted in Tiger Eye Pro, right? Because I love yellow. But at the end of the day, this is what I prefer. So I'm gonna do my best. Again, I'm not gonna do a crazy drive, but I'm gonna do my best to put it on my head. I'm gonna really tilt that camera angle down to get a better perspective. Again, I'm working on those angles. I'll try to play around with it. I'll try to do a test and then check the video before we go drive. I'm just gonna do a quick lap, maybe just top off my gas or something. I got the dentist appointment in a couple hours, so I gotta get ready for that. Okay, so I'm looking at the rear view mirror. If I have my head up completely, think that you'll get a good like POV perspective. Got the wide angle on there. Think we'll be good. Now I'm a D. I drive with little Under Armour jogging gloves. They do make a factory Alcantara wheel, which I think is super cool. I wouldn't get that. The only thing I'd consider is definitely the red shift knob, the leather shift knob, and the factory forged wheels. Some BBS would be cool, maybe for like another $1,000, but again, I'm a broke ass school teacher. You know, I'm not living with my parents or anything. I pay my own gas bill. Actually, I got a gas credit. Actually, they altered my meter, and I was actually 2% overpaying. So when you start actually living like an adult, you notice those things. And yeah, I'm approaching 40 and barely learning that, I guess. So again, totally worth it with the Logger R. I'll leave it on there just to be a D-bag. I'll make sure the radio is off. They're building that new school over there. It's looking good. Dude, imagine if I lived at that school. I wouldn't even have to drive. I'd take the Moto Compacto to work. So let's talk about the drive modes. Again, I'm in comfort, and it sucks. Dude, a lot of people are buying that they're buying the Integra Type S dampening modules. It's an easy change, like a 10-minute, you know, take apart the rear seat, one of the panels, and they actually changing out the module just because the Type S rides so much better and it uses the same shocks, it's just tuned differently. Dude, comfort, I'm hitting and running over, like, this is a brand new road and I feel all the bumps and all that. Yeah, you can call me an overweight loser and like someone that's complaining about little stuff, but this is not comfortable. Again, I have an LC500, the dentist car. That comfort is on a whole nother level than this comfort. So maybe it's because I was spoiled with the Lexus or whatever, but yeah, dude, this comfort is not comfortable. Is it dailyable? Yes. I daily this car. I have to daily this car until I can get a Prius C or something, but this is not a comfortable car if you want like ultimate comfort, or if you're coming from like a Lexus or anything like that. This is not comfortable. Okay, you will feel all the rocks, you will pick all that up. I should get that rock chip guard for the side skirts, but you'll feel all that. Now, shifting is very, very good. Again, coming from an S2000, it's pretty close. You'll enjoy shifting this car. 1000% you'll enjoy shifting this car. Is it as good as an S2000? No. Is it as good as maybe a Porsche? I've never driven a Porsche, but I would assume probably not. But it's probably the best, if not most enjoyable in this price segment. 1000%. Oh, excuse me. You'll enjoy shifting this car, okay? Very noisy. This car is very noisy. The 4S's don't help it. Probably some sound deadening don't help it. If you want something more comfortable, straight up, you go get a Type S. I would have no judgment against you. I'll hate on you. I'll be so jealous of you, if anything. Just be aware, comfort is not comfortable. The shifter is as good as they say, very S2000-esque, but S2000 is connected directly to the transmission. This is not, okay? Clutch is good. You get used to it very, very fast. There is a decent amount of resistance into it, and the liftoff point is like right in the middle end, I'd say. End meaning that the cars are the pedals already coming up, so very good balance on where the clutch point is. Now, this is my first like turbocharged vehicle, so I'd say from 0 to about 2 there's nothing, and then from about 2500 up you start to feel the turbo kind of spool up, the VTEC kick in, right? Because they do VTEC backwards now. You don't hear VTEC any longer. Hell, you don't hear anything in this car other than road noise and bad gas mileage. So that's that. Oh, you get your little lane departure, your little cruise control. You get to see the car brake and all that. You can change the color of the car there, which kind of sucks, right? Dude, the lane keep, or whatever this is, the where it'll like kind of semi-auto drive for you on the freeway, is actually really nice. I rented like I had some work stuff to do in Palm Springs, and so I rented a Kia Forte, and it had the lane keep, you know, auto kind of driving. Dude, that was like the best one I've ever tested, man. This one has it. It works very good. It's a little overly sensitive, but works very good if you're gonna actually commute like from, you know, Inland Empire to LA or whatever, or to San Diego. This works very, very well. And again, you gotta love this Logger R stuff. I actually kind of prefer the gauges because you see if it's getting too hot or too whatever. The intake air does make a difference whether you're driving or you're just kind of chilling. It'll heat up, and then when you're driving, you'll see the temps come down. The intake manufacturers are developing all that colder air kind of stuff, and you'll see the difference of the outside air to the inside air. AC works fine, better, it's a new car, right? And I've heard little problems on this K20. The valve cover will leak at a certain place, certain time. You'll get a couple of check engine lights, but it's mostly a software kind of thing. So as of now, I like the fact that this engine has been around for a long time, and people have already kind of narrowed down what's needed to be replaced and whatnot, versus that 1.5 liter oil fuel separation. That's been interesting. Now this is the exit I normally take to get around town, and I'd say just in comfort mode, it has a directness to it. The seats are a million, like amazing. Even for a fat boy like me, these seats do a great job. Yes, there is a directness to it. There's a modern car directness. I would say even the LC500 still has a sense of like old school car feeling in turn-in and all that. The S2000 is kind of my gold standard of how I compare cars to. And I would say even the LC500, maybe because it's a rear-wheel drive platform, it has a certain type of balance that this car just can't emulate. And what I'm trying to say is you will get a good sense of directness in steering. You're not gonna get any like feedback through the steering wheel. That's just all modern cars, all modern trucks. But it's a different kind of directness, and maybe you'll only know what I'm saying as if you came only from rear-wheel drive cars. Hell, my little 240SX has a different sense of directness than this car does. So I guess I'm continuing to explore my front drive roots, if you will. You know, my first ever car was a DA9 Integra. That's what I learned the manual on in high school. I got it for 1,200 bucks. Loved that car until I span it out and wrecked it. But another story, another day. But I'm on the freeway. It's comfortable. I'm chilling. It's noisy. It sucks. It's not like comfortable, but it works. It totally works. So let me get into, you got your side mirror, little beepers and all that stuff. When I get on this exit, I'm gonna go into sport mode and we'll try to see that difference. And there's no point in going in Type-R mode. I mean, I'll show you, because you'll see how the gauges change, which is pretty nice. Again, level of directness, I don't want that thing flying up on this car. Although the car is already, again, front end PPF'd, so I don't feel bad dailying it. It already has bug crap and all that stuff on it, but still looks really good. The auto rev match works fantastic. I still press the accelerator like I have to do it myself, but again, it does it for you. And I haven't tried it with and without it, but it's funny, like going into the S2000. Okay, here, I'm gonna go to sport. So nothing changes in sport other than it's gonna feel a lot rougher now. And the throttle response changes. Oh yeah, way more sensitive. What I like about this car is that the modes, you actually do feel that change, right? Yeah, the throttle response is crazy. The boost picks up a lot faster when given the same amount of pressure I'm putting on the accelerator. Like I'm in positive boost, but again, as soon as I can brake in this car and actually do like a Palomar mountain run or Ortega run, we'll get those shift lights going for you guys for sure. And you can see, again, the air temps are coming down. This Logger R is so cool. It makes you feel so race car. But dude, sport, again, I feel every little up and down and up and down. Like, this is bearable, but not by much, dude. Now, if you're a young 22-year-old kid getting a lot of woos, you know, you're probably gonna be fine with the ups and downs, man. But you know, I'm a fat, overgrown, you know, school teacher that's now 2 car payments in debt like crazy. Well, the Lexus will be paid off in 4 years, thank God. And I'm well above water in the Lexus, so that's not a big deal. But yeah, like, dude, this sport mode is a lot, and this is just sport. So it kind of sucks, dude. You know, it's not a comfortable car if you're really nitpicky when it comes to, like, oh my God, look at all this random debris on this road. Like, no. And it's this truck that's making me nervous too. I'm gonna pass all these guys. Here we go. Hear a little bit of that turbo. Oh, okay, so much better. So yeah, you'll hear a little bit of that turbo and that little exhaust in sport mode, but not by much, dude. This is a quiet car. That's what I guess I kind of like about it. But there's something about that Type S exhaust that's like, yeah, you know what, it does sound pretty cool, man. But yeah, dude, sport mode, you are bouncing around. For sure, for sure. All those little bumps, you're bouncing. Oh, that auto rev match works so nice, dude. So nice. So here's R mode. R mode's really cool, dude. Not gonna lie. You know, you get that S2000, you get that little hexagonal pattern like you do in the your AC vents. You get the same information on the bottom. Oh my God, dude. Yeah, R mode is a whole nother level. The steering gets awkwardly heavy. Oops, I should have gone straight. That's okay. I kind of don't like the steering feel in R mode. Maybe I guess I could get used to it. It does get heavy, but oh my God, every little bump is ridiculous. It's cool though. We'll play around with R mode another day. So that about wraps it up. I'll get some gas at the Chevron. Dude, I feel every little bump literally. I'm gonna get some gas at the Chevron, just top it off. Again, I got dentist pretty soon. Electronic parking brake sucks. Although the brake hold on your hill is really nice. I'll give Honda props to that. I'll give props to Modern Car for the brake holds for that. So let me get this off and talk to you guys. Anyways, I really appreciate you guys coming along for the ride. This is just a basic overview. I only have 500 miles in, so I'm really happy with the purchase. I feel like this is off the bucket list. I don't have to worry about getting any cool cars, any more cool cars as we transition to electrification. I'll never afford a Porsche. I'll never get a chance to, you know, get a 4Runner or anything like that. But I'm glad I got this car. This will be essentially my last car purchase until full-on electric. So thank you guys for coming along with the ride. Thank you guys for bearing with me on the channel. You know, things are looking up, I guess, right? And we'll kind of go from there for sure. So we'll catch you on the next one. Definitely gonna try to make at least one meet this weekend, maybe two. It's my last break, and this is it. You know, 43 days left of the school year, so we got to get through it. So catch you guys later. See ya.